Hey everybody, welcome to Home with the Halsteads. I have something really exciting to show you. I know you're wondering what in the world is in that big box. Well, let me tell you. First of all, this is something that Doug and I have talked about for years and years and years that we felt like was a need for consumers. And so you're going to be surprised when I open this box, but I am thrilled to share it with you. I love to share things that are meaningful to me and that I find helpful, and so that's what I'm going to do today. First of all, let me tell you that I stepped out on my porch yesterday and I found this big box, and it had a note on it, and it said, "To Joyce from the Nature's Own team." Well, you may be asking, who is Nature's Own? Who is the Nature's Own team? Flowers Foods started here over 100 years ago. In 1919, the first bakery was formed, it was built, and the first day that they opened, they sold 500 loaves of bread. Flowers Foods is a Fortune 500 company, and it's headquartered right here in Thomasville, Georgia, where we live. We happen to know some of the people who are close friends who work at Flowers, but they are one of the largest bakeries in the United States, baking companies in the United States. And this is what is in my package. And you're going to say, well, that's just a loaf of bread. That's just another loaf of bread. And another loaf of bread. And another loaf of bread. Well, let me get rid of this box, and I'm going to tell you why I think that this bread is so special. How many of you have bought a loaf of bread, and maybe there was just you and your spouse or two or three people living in the house, and you couldn't use a whole loaf of bread before it got stale? And I know you're going to say, well, I put mine in the freezer and I make other things with it. Well, I do too, but I can only do that to a point. Doug and I have felt for years and years and years that somebody needed to come up with a small loaf of bread. Well, guess what? Flowers Foods and Nature's Own, which is a brand, one of the best-selling brands of Flowers Foods, they have come up with a small loaf. Look at that. I hope you can see it. This is so wonderful, y'all. I am so excited. There are 10 slices of bread in this small loaf. And this is ancient grain. That's one of the loaves that they have most recently put on the shelves in the grocery store. So they sent me 2 of those. And this is classic white. They're both Nature's Own brand. Now, a lot of you probably use this brand. And if you do, good for you, because it's wonderful, wonderful bread. And it's a very good choice. I did talk to one of the representatives from Flowers, and they offered to send me some product to use on my cooking show, and I appreciate that very, very much. But currently, they are testing this or putting it on the shelves in several different states. Here in Thomasville, I know that I have seen this in Publix, and I've seen it at Food Lion, and it may be at other grocery stores as well. But if this is of any interest to you whatsoever, because it is a small loaf, then when you go to your grocery store, and if they sell Nature's Own bread at your grocery store where you shop, then if you don't see it, then ask them about it. And they're hoping to get this nationwide in the very near future. So I just want to say a special thank you to Flowers Foods, and especially the Nature's Own brand division, who have stepped up and met the need for so many people who need a small loaf of bread. Can you tell I'm excited? I am over the top excited to have a small loaf of bread in my kitchen. And y'all, I'm going to make me a peanut butter and jam or peanut butter and jelly sandwich. There's so many ways, so many wonderful ways that you can use bread besides making a sandwich. But there's nothing better than a good sandwich with good fresh bread. So from now on, when I go to the grocery store and I need bread, I'll be buying a small loaf of bread. Thank you so much for watching, joining in with Home with the Halsteads, and I'll see you again really, really soon.